Man gunned down in James Mountain in Snagoville. Detectives assigned to the St. Catherine North Police are probing the shooting death of a man whose body was found along a road in Snagoville. The deceased is yet to be identified. Reports are that about 7:30 p.m., the police were summoned to James Mountain District by residents. Upon arrival, the body of the man was observed on the roadway with what appeared to be gunshot wounds to his head. The Spanish Town Criminal Investigations Branch is probing the matter. Health body warns against pranks after man's hand glued to steering wheel. The Southern Regional Health Authority (SRHA) is urging the public to be mindful of pranks after a man had to seek medical attention recently when his hands were glued to the steering wheel of his car as part of a joke. The prank, which involved a couple, required several hospital staff members to attend to the situation, the authority said in a statement on Friday. The health system is already facing immense pressure, and pranks like these, which result in medical emergencies, places additional burden on the staff members and the health sector resources. These pranks can also put others in danger, resulting in serious incidents and accidents, it added. The agency is also appealing to the public to refrain from recording and sharing videos of healthcare workers and patients in public health facilities without consent, describing the act as unlawful. It said a video was done as part of a prank and later uploaded to social media. While pranks can be enjoyable and harmless, they should not be conducted in a way that violates law and regulations, causes distress, or endangers the safety of others, the SRHA added. The SRHA, a statutory body of the Ministry of Health and Wellness, oversees public health care facilities in St. Elizabeth, Manchester, and Clarendon. NAJ expresses disappointment over non-implementation of extra hours worked policy. The Nurses Association of Jamaica (NAJ) has expressed disappointment over the non-implementation of extra hours work policy by some health regions and public health facilities. The policy took effect in August last year. The NAJ said further discussions with the government would have led to an implementation date on March 2025. However, speaking with reporters, NAJ President Don Murray Richards noted that the implementation date has not been effected in some areas, namely Southeast Regional Health Authority, parts of Southern Regional Health Authority, and the University of the West Indies Hospital, as well as the Bellevue Hospital. She said the association has no communication from these authorities as to the reason for non-implementation. She said the nurses are militant and payment must be made at this time.
We note that yesterday would have been payday, and our constituents are reporting that they have not seen same reflected on their salary, and that is some of our constituents, namely the persons in the southeast. Nobody in the southeast has gotten any payments. Some persons in southern have been paid. Nobody from the university hospital has been paid, and nobody from Bellevue Hospital has been paid. They want their money, and it is really not fair that we had discussions in February in relation to the payment, and we received a letter from the Ministry of Health and Wellness stating that we had asked for implementation in February and retroactive payments in March. They wrote back to say to us, that is the Ministry of Health and Wellness, to say that based on the work that would have to be carried out, we could be paid in March, and it would be implemented in March, and the retroactive payments be made in the first quarter of the next financial year. And to that we agreed. So it is kind of not so nice to us now that March has come in, that persons would not have been paid. And one of the challenges we have is that some regions have been able to implement and some have not. Why?
Chang says role of police pivotal as institutions of socialization see declining influence. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang says with traditional institutions of socialization seeing a decline in their influence, the role of the police has become increasingly pivotal. He made this statement as the passing out parade of Batch 157 and 158 of the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF yesterday afternoon. According to Dr. Chang, with churches, schools, and the family losing their influence, the police force must do more to maintain order and security. He said the police must continue to adapt so that the JCF can remain efficient in the fight against crime. However, Dr. Chung said despite the demands of the force, he is confident that the new crop of officers will complete their tasks with professionalism, resilience, and integrity.
Today, you glean from here as trained professionals, young Jamaican professionals with a vast responsibility in law enforcement and public order to protect where all of Jamaica is now your family. We will work together to protect them and serve them with dignity. Policing has evolved significantly over the years. As societies have grown and traditional institutions of socialization and control, such as the family, schools, and the church, have seen a decline in their influence. The role of the police has become increasingly vital in maintaining order and security and building a stable and dynamic and healthy community. A police force responsibility are largely dictated by the threats it faces. For example, if criminals operate with high-powered weapons, police forces must ensure that they possess the operational capabilities to deal with such threats. We have to provide the legislation and the supporting infrastructure as government. Similarly with the rise of cyber crimes, and you are the digital generation. Most of you in this audience are certainly more familiar with the digital age than I am and can handle the computer and the smartphone better than I can. So with the use of cyber crimes, police departments must now adapt by developing specialized units that combat digital and cyber threats. And with the continued challenge faced by many of our humble people in the wider society, the rising cybercrime, taking money to different corners of our communities, will require your guidance and support from many of your young peers who have to be guided to a more just and productive path. The demands on the police will broaden, requiring officers to address a wider range of public safety concerns. I am confident that the rigorous training you have undergone has prepared you to meet these demands with professionalism, resilience, and integrity. You demonstrated your skill today on the parade ground. I know when you leave here, you'll demonstrate your intellectual capacity as you grapple with the many issues out in the community. As you step forward in your service, you're not just becoming police officers. You're becoming guardians of peace, protectors of justice, and the foundation of a stable and secure Jamaica.
NWC refute claims of contaminated water in Kingston and St. Andrew. The National Water Commission, NWC, has reaffirmed the safety and quality of the water being supplied to Kingston and St. Andrew, dismissing claims that residents should boil their water before consumption. This statement comes in response to concerns raised by Opposition Junior Spokesman on Health and Wellness, James Clark, regarding alleged contamination of water supply. Clark, who also chaired the Public Health and Sanitization Committee in Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, recently toured several treatment plants and raw water facilities. He asserted that tests show elevated levels of bacteria in some areas exceeding the acceptable limit of 5% of samples testing positive. He urged residents to boil their water and called on Minister of Water Matissa Moda to address the issue urgently. Clark also maintained that immediate intervention is needed to improve treatment processes, including better chlorination and filtration systems. He described the situation as a public health emergency, urging the government to allocate resources for critical upgrades at smaller water treatment facilities. However, the NWC has firmly rejected these claims, stating that its water supply is continuously monitored and tested in accordance with Ministry of Health and Wellness guidelines and international standards set by the World Health Organization (WHO). The agency also assured residents that the water remains safe for consumption, with no directive from the MOHW to boil water. The Commission highlighted that in Constant Spring System, a major water source for Kingston and St. Andrew, operates within all regulatory standards. Additionally, it noted that water in the Seaview plant has been recognized as the best tasting water in the Caribbean for several years. While acknowledging the Summa rural water system sometimes face challenges due to high runoff and farming activities, the NWC assured the public that it is proactively addressing any vulnerabilities. The Commission also emphasized that both the NWC and the MOHW conducted independent water quality testing to ensure safety. Remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.